Good morning. Today our topic is cell, the fundamental unit of life. In our body, there are different numbers of or more numbers of cells are present. In that cells, some animals they are unicellular, some animals are multicellular. First, we know what is mean by cell. So we already written here that, and our topic name is cell, the fundamental unit of life. Cell is also called as cell is structural and functional unit of life. What is structural and what is functional? In structural, cell which makes our body. We know very well the cell is the basic unit of living being. In our body, there are multicellular, there are multiple types of cells are present. In that, they make a structure. What they make? If cells come together, they form a tissue. After that, after completing tissue, they form a organ. And organ is made, then they form organ system, and this organ system which is present in organisms like us. So, cell is the basic unit of life. If we take an example of cell, RBC, WBC are the types of cell. So these are the types of cell, so they comes under cell. After RBC and WBC, if RBC, WBC platelets comes together, they form a tissue. That tissue is called as a blood. So blood is a tissue. Now, if blood is related to which organ? We know very well. Blood is related to organ. This organ is called as heart. And this heart is related to, in our body there is a system present for the circulations of blood, is called as a circulatory system, and this circulatory system is present in organisms like us and many of the organisms. So cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Now we understand what is the structural meaning. What is the functional? Functional means the cell which are present in our body or different types of organ. They do some functions. They secrete some chemicals, they secrete some enzymes. So their secretions, okay, some cells have secreted, some cells have absorption. So depending upon where they present, their functional or their type is changes. So this is the introductions of cell. Now we know the cell. If we draw a single cell, then in that single cell, if we draw a cell, now if this is a cell, so in that cell there are some structural organelles or structures or structural parts are there. These parts are the outermost part. The outermost part is called as, if it is a plant cell, then outermost part is called as a cell wall. The innermost part inside the cell wall, okay, the innermost part, if this is a red color one, is the cell wall. Inside that there is a another part, it is called as a plasma membrane or cell membrane. It is called as a plasma membrane. more numbers of parts are there, more numbers of different organelles are there present in one single cell. Some organisms are unicellular, some organisms are unicellular, some organisms are multicellular. So human like us, we are the multicellular organisms. Now if we study the plant cell, the outermost structure is a cell wall, and if it is the animal cell, the outermost structure is a plasma membrane. Means if we take any type of cell in our body, that is an animal cell, that animal cell there is a no cell wall. So cell wall is present in plant cell, in fungus cell. Okay, so they are depending upon their structure, depending upon their functions, they are present. What is the function of this cell wall? The function of cell wall is to protect the body or protect the cell. Outermost layer, cell wall, is to protect the whole cell by the external environment. If external environment is changes, so cell should be as it is. Because of that, cell wall is to protect cell wall is to protect the cell, and it is if present in the plant cell, the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Now in plasma membrane in our body, all types of cells, they have the outermost structure is the plasma membrane, and this plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Plasma membrane is selectively permeable, and this plasma membrane is also semi-permeable. Now what is selectively permeable and what is semi-permeable? Selectively permeable means they have some selections which type of molecules or which type of chemicals should take inside the cell. If it is the if this is the root cell, or if this cell is present in the root part, then they absorb some minerals, they absorb some important gases exchange takes place. So because of that, plasma membrane is selectively permeable, and it is semi permeable also. Why it is semi permeable? Because they absorb little amount or small amount of minerals. So plasma membrane is selectively permeable and it is a semi-permeable. Cell wall is the freely permeable. So here I write cell wall is freely permeable. So in today's lecture we have studied the cell wall and plasma membrane. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. Plasma membrane is made up of phospholipids and some proteins are there. Cell wall is freely permeable, anything move inside, but inside that cell wall there is a plasma membrane is the selectively permeable and semi permeable. After next lecture we will study the next part. Thank you.